So in this video, I'm gonna break down how sneaker bots work and everything that comes along with them. And I'm gonna break it down into what I call street terms. And I'm also gonna address frequently asked questions about sneaker bots. So you've taken another L. A shoe that you tried to cop sold out in like 30 seconds and you didn't even get a legit chance to cop, bro. And like everybody else, you blame the botters. Well, guess what? You kinda right, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. Sneaker bots are really the reason why that happens. And here's what a sneaker bot is in street terms, all right? It's software designed to get multiple checkouts on a given site. That's it, that's all. Pretty easy, right? When I say multiple, I mean lots. I mean, some of the most experienced chefs check out sometimes over 50 pairs on a given release, bro. And I want to let you know that because that is a sneaker bot working at its fullest power and potential. All right, so now that part is easy. Let's dig a little deeper. Sneaker bots are task-based, all right? And for my people with programming backgrounds, that's gonna mean something. And for my people without programming backgrounds, what that basically means is you have to tell a sneaker bot what to do. It doesn't just automatically do things contrary to popular belief. So that's basically what I mean when I say task-based. Now, don't let that confuse you. Stay with me because in the grand scheme of things, that really doesn't mean much. All right, so now you wanna know, bro, how do they work? And I'm gonna tell you exactly how. All right, so when you land on a website, let's say it be your phone or computer, and you use your internet connection to it, whether that be Wi-Fi or a cellular connection through your phone, that connection is, we're gonna call it your ID card. And what that ID card is your IP address, all right? Now, most drops limit one per customer. But if we're doing all this online, how do they know? How can they tell? And I can tell you how. That ID, that IP address is how they can tell. So they kind of view your computer, your device, and your Wi-Fi connection or internet connection as sort of one person, one ID. So here's where bots come into that equation. Bots pretty much, just in its simplest form, allows you to check out using different IDs, sort of making several IDs for yourself so that you can check out more and automate that process. And bots do this using something called proxies, all right? Now, the root definition of proxy will help you, and I will flash that below on the screen, but I'm gonna still break it down. All right, so remember that ID we talked about, which is the IP address. Imagine we were physically at a grocery store, all right? At that store, you can come through the line and check out and buy one apple. However, you have to have an ID and it's limited one per customer. So as long as you have that ID, you can buy an apple. And think about it like this. What if they let you buy an apple, come back through every single time? As long as you had a different ID, they let you buy an apple. Now, let me ask you this. What if you had a stash of, let's say 100 fake IDs, right? And your goal was to purchase as many apples as you can. Well, then you'd run through that line and buy 100 apples if you could, right? Well, that's exactly how proxies work, bro. Now, proxies aren't illegal or shady like fake IDs are, but all they really are is alternate IP addresses. And remember, I continue to make the relation of an ID and your IP address because that's basically what it is. So all proxies are alternate IP addresses, which you definitely need to run sneaker bots to check out multiple pairs. Now, there's several proxy providers, and I don't want to get into that because that's more advanced for if you're actually botting, then you need to know, but I'm just trying to explain to you how it works. There's residential proxies, and what those are basically IP addresses that look and behave like your normal everyday home network. So that means basically speed and how it looks to a website. And then you have data center proxies that do the same thing. They perform like high-speed server places or businesses. And don't let that confuse you because you really don't need to know what a data center is. Just know that data center proxies are faster. When it comes to botting, some proxies are designed for certain sites and then some proxies are designed for other sites. It just all depends. And once again, that's advanced botting stuff. I'm just trying to get you through the basics and help you understand how it works. So now that you have that idea down, it's basically pretty simple. Remember earlier I said botting was task-based, all right? And that's how most bots work. And you apply a proxy and a billing profile per task. Now, don't let the word task confuse you. A task is just an instance, right? Remember earlier I said you being on your phone connected to your Wi-Fi is just one ID. You can also view that as one task, all right? So if I have a bot, thanks to proxies, I can send hundreds of tasks. If I have hundreds of proxies, I can send hundreds of tasks. So think about this. At the push of a button, a botter can send 100 tasks faster than you can send one task. And now you see why your chances have been greatly depreciated when you're competing against bots. Now I'm gonna address some of the most frequently asked questions that I get about sneaker botting. I get asked a lot, bro, what's the best beginner bot? And I first wanna say that I'm not sponsored by any bot company, so this answer is 100% organic. It has nothing to do with who's paying me or nothing like that. The best beginner bot is, you're gonna hear most people tell you NSB, which is short for Nike Shoe Bot. It's what we call an AIO bot, which is an all-in-one bot. And for the price, honestly, its user-friendly interface makes it easy for botters to catch on and learn how to bot. It's available right now for $500 a year. And honestly, that's a really good price to get into botting. And you'll find out on the next question why that is. The next most frequently asked question I get is, bro, how much do I need to start botting? The correct answer to that, honestly, I would say there is no correct answer, because you need the money for the bot, and then you need the money for the proxies, and then you need the capital for whatever you're gonna purchase through the bot. But realistically, I would say about $800 if you're using this NSB route, because you're gonna need to purchase the bot for $500, right? And then you're gonna have to buy proxies, and I would say you'd spend anywhere from $50 to $100 on those, and then leave you $200 to maybe cop a shoe, all right? So my answer is $800. Now, bots range anywhere from, I've seen them range from $300 all the way up to $10,000, all right? So now you see bots can get really expensive, and now you see that $500 for NSB is not that bad to get into botting. Another frequently asked question is, how do the master botters get better? And honestly, that answer is universal to anything you do in life, and that's practice. You have to go for multiple drops, something that I honestly myself am guilty of, and I don't always do. You got to go for multiple drops. You have to learn, you have to fail in order to get good. Another frequently asked question is, can I just check out one shoe? Yes, you can definitely check out one shoe. Most bots have the option in your billing profile when you're putting in a card to run on a task. You have the ability to say only check out once per site, or just check this card out once, period. All right, so you can just buy one. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put you on this piece of game. If your intentions of botting are just to cop for personal, which there's nothing wrong with, after you consider all the costs, you might be winning by just paying resale for whatever shoe, all right? Because once again, botting is not cheap. Another frequently asked question is, does a bot guarantee me success? Absolutely not. In fact, I botted and took just as many L's as if I wasn't botting, because honestly, I'm still in the process of learning how to be one of those master botters. I definitely have checked out some heat, but I'm still learning, so it definitely doesn't guarantee you that. Another frequently asked question I get is, bro, can you show us how to turn $100 to $1,000 sneaker reselling? I can. Check out this video on the screen. It's a series of me turning $100 to $1,000 flipping sneakers. So it was real. I hope I was able to answer your questions. Love everybody out there. Let's get it.